All right. We have a special episode today. We have the founders of Happy Pop. If you live in Texas, there is some legendary grocery store in Texas, Central Market. I've never been. It's supposed to be legendary. And it carries this little drink called Happy Pop. And Happy Pop has some ingredient in it that talks to the dopamine in your brain and is supposed to make you happy. So we meet the founders of Happy Pop. I'm calling it right now. I think they're either going to run this thing into the ground or they're going to make $1 bajillion. I'm betting on $1 bajillion. They're great. They have a quirky story. They were raised by single moms. I think they're awesome. And then we have a guest appearance from my girl, Ash Abinder. So Ash comes with me from Token Days. And we tell the story of how we met and what we're doing together now with Work Like a Girl. And we're excited for you to listen. So we're here at the Post, and Sarthik just beat me at Pop-A-Shot, but not really. I actually beat Sarthik at Pop-A-Shot, and then we played a second game, and then my points weren't tallying. But we're here with Ash. So Ash is one of my favorite people. I'm going to start before I explain what we do together and how we know each other, which is how did you come across me? And then I'm going to say how I came across you.
Yeah. So going like way back, I guess, to the COVID days. All things Token CEO and coming out with the podcast.
So you were a Barstool fan.
Big Barstool fan. And then you came on board, followed along, whole journey, world shuts down, Token kind of goes ballistic in the best ways. And here we are, I guess, wildly 5 years later.
It's so funny, right? Okay, so I, during the pandemic, was going crazy and started a podcast, and then I started this run club, and there was literally
oh my God, I forgot about the run club.
Only one person who would, like, dependably, it would be, like, sleeting, rain, and miserable, and Ash, did you say Abinder?
Abinder, yeah.
Abinder. Ash Abinder was like always fucking there. And I was like,
who
is this woman? But it was so great. It made me feel so good. So I'd be like trying to run 2 miles. My goal was 2 miles a day every day. And you were like running along the beach with a vest and like running 40 miles. But you dependably were there, which was so fun. And then Token kept like going and growing, and then we created mentorship groups, and you were running like the mentorship group.
Yeah, with Ellie and Ash. We did like a phase 1. We had like 200 people, and we were like, oh shit, this is like a thing.
Yep.
And then we did like another launch of like more people wanting to join, and that was another.
Then we created like the jobs page. So like Ash has been like so my secret weapon since I started Token. And we're back at it. So we're back in the mix. Round 2. So I forget how this came about. So
kind of like haphazardly again.
How did we do that? I think I was on a plane and had a random idea.
I think you like put something out on like LinkedIn or Instagram. You're like, hey, I want to get a group of women together. Oh, you put the post on LinkedIn. It was a LinkedIn post, yeah.
What's missing for women at work? That. So I was all like hot and bothered, not in a good way, like irritated about women at work on the train one morning. And I had just downloaded Canva. I was like learning how to play with Canva, which is a really bad post. But anyway, so I put this post up of like what's missing for women at work.
Yeah.
I put it on my Substack, I put it on LinkedIn, I put it on Instagram. And then we had a conference call. So there was like 30 women or, 30 to 40 women were like, I want to be part of it. So I like gave out my email. I was like, here's my email. Had Jessica Rose like set up the meeting. This is going to be
real hot real fast.
100%. I was like, this is reckless. So then we had this meeting, and it actually became like a really good discussion. And it was all like my old faces. It was like you, Danielle. It was like all the Token girls were back. Yeah. And then we were like, oh, we should do something about this. So then we started a Slack group.
Oh, we started the WhatsApp group, and then we broke
the WhatsApp
that.
Group. Yeah, so we started a WhatsApp group called Work Like a Girl, which we thought we were brilliant to do. And then it was like an unruly mess. It was like your bikini line, like pre-summer. You're just like, oh my God. Like, so it's like unmanageable. It was like, hey, I'm so-and-so. Hey, I'm so-and-so. And then we moved to Slack.
Right.
Ash runs it with like Google Sheets and organized. Meg's a new new addition for us,
Yeah.
Meg Ryan.
Meg's been great.
Great. She's like a total pro.
Yeah, she's like all in on the content, the newsletter, the branding, the organizing. I'm like, that's great because I'm over here with like strategy, what we're doing,
great.
how we're like mobilizing. And then you have Mackenzie too, who's like also doing all the stuff behind the scenes.
So anyways, the greatest thing about it, and the thing I would share to anybody, is if you have a really good idea and other people believe in it, like we're an army now of there's, I don't know, 300, 350 people in the group, but there's like 6 women who are running this thing.
Yeah.
And it's so great. And they're up my ass all the time. They're like, give me access to the Google Doc. And I'm just like, oh my God, like
Okay.
we're going to put notes and comments. And I'm like, really? But it's so great.
Yeah.
And I think it's just such a good thing. So we are doing something with Work Like a Girl. We're building a community. Our goal is 10,000 women. Ash is on the board, so there's 6 people on the board, which is amazing. Like, that's
So cool.
great to be part of a board. I was like, at least I don't have any money, so at least you can say that you
Be
have
a part of something
an
here.
advisory group. But tell me why you think it's needed. Like, why do you believe in it?
Yeah, I think there are so many seasons of life that we all go through at different stages of our careers, personally and professionally, whether you're making a decision to have kids or not, whether you're making a pivot in your career, whether you're like, screw it, I want to pack up and move to Portugal, which is on the radar. So another conversation
that's on your radar?
For another day. Another
Okay,
conversation for another day.
You still help me though, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, from Portugal.
Okay.
Little Portuguese.
Fine. I don't care about the time difference.
But I think there's not a community space to talk about all these different seasons of life, and also have resources of other women who have been there, experienced those things, and can give feedback and also be vulnerable at the same time. And you can't really find that in a workspace. I think a lot of women feel like they're at risk in sharing too much.
Which I agree with.
Yeah.
HR is not your friend.
Right.
I think HR is great. I love
a
HR
buffer.
people. Like it's super functional. It's critical. Yeah. It's very important. You want a trustworthy, great HR team. HR is not your friend though. Like I think sometimes people look to HR to like bare your soul and talk about your problems. And I'm like, oh God, I would never do that.
No, but I also think that's why so many you see more employee resource groups coming up in different companies. Like I know that like the different places that I've been, like you've seen like women's networking groups pop up, or you've seen like pockets of just like different people with different interests popping up from just employees wanting a space to talk about
I
these
want to be an
things.
ERC. You think we could be an employee resource group? That's my long-term vision. I'd like to create like a women at wherever, and it's a group. We either verticalize this by like region, obviously, or by region, obviously, or by sector.
Yeah.
But then you could also do it by company. But keep going.
No, but I think that's like spot on.
2 seconds, Jess.
I think it's spot on when you think about, again, just going back to helping women at work and then also helping them on the outside of work as well, because that's blended more than we know and more than we want to sometimes. And men might need different things than women need at work. And maybe like the rah-rah cheering, whatever kind of pump up thing you're doing to like get your team going isn't what Ash needs right now in this season of her life. So I think this is a really great space and opportunity to have those vulnerable conversations, connect with different women, and not really have like, not necessarily an agenda, but like the ego and the status that's associated with a lot of these like networking groups or things that you see as well. So I think all that stuff is left at the door, and it's like, hey, here's a space to be
come as you are, be
honest.
real.
Exactly.
Like, I agree with that. I think most women's groups, or a lot of women's groups, are very performative. Like they almost intimidate you. Like there's a part of it that's exhilarating to be included in the group. Like I can remember being early in my career and being like just happy to be invited. Yeah. But then I would feel so insecure when I was there and intimidated and like a different version of who I was. And I'm like, I'm kind of messy and I don't have my shit together and like my shoes are untied, but whatever. But this group I think is very real. It's also super honest and it's kind of straight talk. And it's also really, really practical. Yeah. Like I really like our Work Like a Girl group because it's like, hey, I need a job. Hey, here's a job here you might want to think about. Can somebody review my resume? Like I looked at a girl's resume the other day. You're like, Danielle's like, oh, I'm going to connect you with you and you and you, and you all can make money together. Like it's so, I like that it's functional. And so I think you can come join us if you would like. And it's on Slack. It's by invitation. And we should I will pin it actually on my social. So that's a good reminder. We should do that.
Yeah. I mean, if this is a video too, you could have a QR code that pops up.
Sarthik, can we have the QR code?
Yeah, we filmed that, remember?
Okay, but we can add it back into this section?
Yeah, I'll add it to this.
I'm going to say Sarthik, Papa Shot loser. Can you please put the QR code? Okay.
Picture to prove.
We will play a rematch when we're done with this thing. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, of
That
course.
was
No,
great.
thank
I'm
you.
so excited. I'm so
Same,
grateful for
same.
you.
So excited.
So great. Okay, all right, I'm going to interview these people now.
Now work.
I'll start.
Okay, Maya, pitch it hard. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Maya French.
Excellent name.
Yes, thank you. Actually, I'm very blessed to have my name.
Great name. What's your middle name?
Jasmine. Oh, like a flower.
So good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a great name.
Thank you. Maya Jasmine French.
Yes.
Co-founder of Happy Pop.
Okay.
Beverage queen.
You are the
as
beverage queen.
people like to call me.
And why are you the beverage queen?
Just because we do beverage so well, and I just happen to be a queen.
Obviously. With a name like that, you were born a queen.
Thank you.
Okay, and you, sir?
My name is Dustin Baker, and I am also the co-founder of Happy Pop.
Okay, are you guys a couple?
No.
Okay, just business partners.
No,
Is it
this comes
inappropriate to ask you all the time?
This is the first question we get every time.
I'm sorry.
No matter how professional the situation is, you would be surprised. They'll just come right out with it.
That's
And
actually kind of shitty.
no. I think it's a great icebreaker for us. We expect it every time. We've been doing this for like 11 years together, so it's.
But it's also bad that like you see a man and a woman. Like if there were two female founders, you wouldn't be like, "Hey, are you guys a couple?" Or two guys, you definitely wouldn't say that. It's weird. Yeah. It's like a bias. Okay, I'm sorry for my bias.
Let me tell you. And we met in like 2011.
Yeah, how did you meet?
That's when it was weird. You just think about how much the world has changed.
100%.
Since then, because people are like, really, like, what are you guys are the most mismatched, crazy.
Yeah, how
duo.
did you two
like,
end up together?
Yeah, and then they saw a name like Maya French. Before they met us, they didn't know what we looked like because this is kind of pre-Instagram-ish times. And then they'd be like, "Oh wow, we didn't expect that, but we're glad you're here."
Here we are. Okay, so how did you meet? Were you a beverage queen back then?
I like to consume them.
Yes, obviously.
You're a queen.
Are you a big consumer?
Now I am. Now I consume as many beverages as possible. Like I'm the type of person at breakfast will have an orange juice, a coffee.
Same. I'm that same person.
Yeah.
But I don't finish any, and then I just leave the glasses like half. My family hates me for it.
That's why we were in 8.4 because most
Yeah,
people
you don't waste it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we met actually in Chicago through his ex-girlfriend. I was working in retail, and then they broke up, and everyone stayed friends with Dustin because he's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Including you. Did you
Including
lose
me.
friends with the ex-girlfriend? Were you like she was like choose?
She's still nice though.
Okay,
She's a nice girl.
Okay.
She's better off.
Yeah. Shout out Lindsay.
Thank you. So and we became neighbors.
Okay.
And so I would always he would have people over all the time. He was kind of like that older friend. He was like the cool guy who had a real job. And when I was just working in retail, and my friends were working
What is
in
working
retail.
like you're a salesperson?
He was a corporate. You worked in corporate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in medical sales.
Okay, you're in medical sales. Dustin's making money, has a real job, is older,
Real life.
has a
Yeah.
real life. Friends are coming over. His apartment is nicer, and you're a salesperson where?
I was working at Zara, then Bloomingdale's.
Okay.
I was eating like Walgreens because it was the closest thing
Cheapest,
for
closest thing, yeah.
nourishment.
Yeah.
And like going out every night of the week. So my
Okay.
lifestyle was completely
Yeah,
different.
it was new fits and makeup, and then food was like the last thing in your mind.
Yeah,
like,
you're
just
not food. You're not spending money on. Why would you waste it?
Maybe water if it's a good day.
Yeah, like a splurge.
Exactly.
Okay, so you meet. Dustin and Lindsay break up, and you end up as neighbors. And how did the idea to go into business together happen?
Yeah.
I mean, 2011 is a long time ago.
Oh, so long ago. I was.
Justin, you want to point the mic just where it's
Yeah.
at? Yeah, there you go.
Sorry.
Yeah. So I was pretty fresh out of college, and I still had a college diet, and
Which was what, beer?
it was just this is Chicago. I don't know if did we mention it was Chicago?
You have a Chicago accent, but are you from Chicago?
I am from Chicago.
Yeah.
You don't. You have a funny accent though.
I think I just talk.
International.
Just out of your nose. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Sorry, Dustin.
Oh no,
We're letting you
Chicago's
talk in this
just,
thing. I swear.
Not the healthiest place, right?
Okay,
So
okay.
I just brought my college diet over to Chicago, and that was easy. Deep dish pizza. I mean, Chicago's just about eating bad food and
like
enjoying
such
it
like
and loving
super
it.
sized portions.
Absolutely, and then going out and drinking afterwards, and waking up the next day and showing up to work and just kind of doing it over and over.
Yep.
And I just started to not feel so great.
Yep.
And I got into educating myself about just like food and nutrition, and juicing was becoming a
Mm-hmm.
big deal. And that's when Maya came in. So, yeah.
So Maya's out at the clubs. She's eating like Walgreens pretzels.
Maya is the club.
Maya is
she's
the club.
Organizer of her friends. That
Yeah.
She would bring everybody together, and it was almost like an entrepreneurial venture for you. Is that you
The club.
coordinated everything, it cost you nothing, and you had the best night ever.
Do you know who is exactly the same way? Do you know Pinky Cole?
Yeah, I have.
Do you know? Okay,
Yeah,
Pinky
yeah.
Cole
I've heard of
used
her.
to. Pinky Cole created Slutty Vegan.
Yeah.
And she, when she was in high school, had no money, but she could gather a crowd. And she would create like raves or parties basically at the gym. She would charge everybody, order like 3 pizzas, set up a DJ, and profit off it. Like she made a huge amount of
Wow.
money. Like she was an entrepreneur because she could gather people. So, anyways,
That's cool. Yeah, I was a gatherer. I was literally, it would be like clockwork on Thursdays. I'm like, the text message goes out to my girl
like,
group.
what are we doing?
And
Yeah.
it's like, dinner at this time.
Okay.
Yeah, like the whole itinerary for the entire weekend.
Okay. Oh, so it wasn't just that night.
Oh yeah, it was
You're
like,
like,
the
here's the
weekend.
agenda. Okay.
Yeah. So definitely, I guess type A organizer
Mm-hmm.
person. But yeah, I saw what he was doing with the juices.
health.
Yeah, and I was like, well, I like juice. So I
that
wanted
free?
to help. Yeah.
No, verbatim, she said, "I like juice."
Yeah, and like it's food is unlimited, or like there's unlimited beverages. I definitely want to help out. It seemed like something fun at the time.
Okay.
Making juice in the apartment, and yeah.
Okay, so you're making juice. Maya's interested in it, and
And I'm working full time.
you have a day job
And I have
doing
a day job.
sales.
And I have nobody to help me on this juice venture. And Maya doesn't drive, still doesn't.
Still to this day,
But
ish.
I
Yeah.
saw she took initiative, and she'd never even acknowledged that the car was going to be an issue. City buses,
She's like,
subway.
how I get from point A to point
didn't
B
matter.
doesn't
It got
matter.
there.
Okay, I like that.
She
Yeah.
was a hustler from day one.
So sorry, you're making like fresh juices. What was the brand?
It was Raw Nature 5.
Raw Nature 5. Okay,
Yeah.
and you're making like health juices and.
Yeah, and we get a little bit of publicity in
Okay.
Chicago. If you Google it, I think it'll still pop up.
Okay, great. Okay.
Shout out to Kiara,
Yeah.
Windy City.
I have a thing that you should Google. What does it say? Oh yeah, Google sounds like an adult film. Raw
Okay.
Nature 5, and there's this funny clip of me on the Steve Harvey show when he's just like bashing the name
Okay.
because we had a friend.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Sorry, we'll get that.
Yeah, you have to
Okay.
get that. It is hilarious.
Okay.
It has like over 1 million views. Everyone says I sound like Bart Simpson.
Okay.
So when you say I have accent.
Okay,
Maya's
perfect.
freaking adorable. I mean, she's
Yeah.
Yeah, she's so
23
charming.
years
She's so
old.
cute.
She's
Yeah.
tiny. She's
She's like, I'll sell you some juice.
Yeah, so that was like our first, like, Raw Nature 5 was the pre-Koya.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sorry, just flashing forward for anybody watching or listening to this. You have 2 brands, right? Koya and Happy Pop. And you start by selling juice. When did you move to Happy Pop and Koya?
You can answer.
Okay, so Koya was actually born because while we were doing the juices, we were noticing that the grocery stores could actually make their own juice and then price it lower next to ours. So
Okay.
we're like, this isn't scalable.
Yep.
We need to figure out something else. And so the idea behind the protein drinks actually came from me being lactose intolerant.
Okay.
I could no longer eat pints of ice cream without being sick, and we needed a solution. We were doing a lot of market research in the grocery stores, kind of looking at what existed on the market, and it wasn't appealing. It was like 8 grams of protein.
Okay.
Yeah, market research,
Yeah.
aka we were doing demos. Like,
You guys
all
were
the
like
time.
in the grocery store with your
Yeah.
juicer and you're like, try this, it's amazing.
yeah. I mean, it got way crazier than that. I don't know how deep we need to go into the juice part, but
Oh, go deep into the juice part. I'm interested.
All right. So I'm on like the 40th floor in a high-rise apartment. I ordered like 3 normal refrigerators. So my living room is like refrigerators.
Okay.
And we have this guy we just met in Chicago. He's like, my family owns an organic vegetable company, so he's delivering like 100 pounds of like organic produce to us.
And you're like
And
hauling it
immediately, 'cause
upstairs.
The shelf life is so short. I mean, you got to like juice that stuff, put it in bottles, and then you have 7 days before it goes rancid. So you have to get it to the stores.
Shit, that's very
So we're just
stressful.
running.
Actually, amazing.
All the time.
And you sold it through third parties.
We did everything ourselves. We made it ourselves. We delivered it ourselves. We sold it into stores on our own.
And like Maya's like affixing the label to the
Maya's
bottle
doing
kind of thing.
everything.
Yeah.
We're just doing everything. And
Okay.
I'm figuring out on the fly, like, how to create, like, nutrition labels and do all this stuff. And, you know, look, it wasn't always right. Like,
Yeah.
we got called out. Like, we'd get into a store and a nutritionist would actually be like, this isn't correct at all. And then, like,
You're like, whatever, it's
no,
fresh.
yeah, I mean, we just like, well, we got to fix that. It was just always kind of on that trajectory.
Okay, so let's pause there. Imagine if you had ChatGPT when you started this. Your business
my
would be
God.
so huge.
YouTube videos weren't even good at this point.
Yeah,
you know,
there's
you
like
could
no
do
information to access.
no information.
Yeah.
None at all. And you
And
know,
sorry, what do you think, like, the spirit, like, that you clearly are such entrepreneurs and, like, you just figured shit out. Like, what do you think, like, what was your greatest takeaway of why you guys were able to keep going at that point?
I know I totally know the answer to this. And so there's a common denominator between Maya and myself, and then everybody's like helped us throughout the last decade. Single parent households. I'm telling you, you just latch
100%.
kids.
Yeah,
we
you
have to
gotta
survive
make
on our
do
own.
with your time.
Nobody's doing it for you.
You got to feed yourself.
And if you want to win in this life, you just know that you got to do it yourself.
You know what's so funny? I literally am having this conversation all the time. I think privilege is such a killer of initiative and creativity and figure shit out. And like, I couldn't get the fuck out of New Hampshire fast enough. And it made me such a workhorse because I was like, I will do anything to get out of here. Like, I will do anything. Anything. Like, I didn't even think that a job would be too small. I was like, I just need a little bit of money and to like earn my way out of this state.
I watched TV and I was like, California looks great. I've never been there.
Yeah,
The day I
Baywatch
turned
is
18,
great.
Got out of high school. I got my Honda Accord and I drove to California and like started.
Didn't look
school.
back.
Did
Yeah.
not look back.
Yeah.
No.
And were you raised by women?
Yes.
And are they still alive? Are they so proud of you?
When I say single parent, I guess I'm really saying women raised because
Single mom, yeah.
I don't even know if I have a friend who was raised by their father only.
Yeah.
That's how uncommon that is.
So cool. Good for you. And good for your moms.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you watch the Mufasa movie?
No.
Okay.
I've heard
Terrible soundtrack. Like the worst soundtrack ever. It's like, fuck it. I love Lin-Manuel.
That's funny that you mentioned that because someone the other day was just raving about the soundtrack.
Oh,
that I
it's
met.
so cheesy. I think it's terrible. I think it's like cheese central and it like ruins it. Like Elton John, like the Elton John soundtrack was so epic. And then like the Lin one, it's a cheap version of Hamilton.
Oh.
It's like all the greats from Hamilton just watered down. But anyways, the whole story is that what made Mufasa so great is that he was raised by the lioness, and she taught him to notice everything. And I think Taka, or whatever the brother's name is, was raised by the dad, who was like lazy and lying around and bossing everyone to do things and taking a nap. And it was like the being raised by a woman, which actually made him a Superman, which I love the concept of. Okay, sorry.
That's great. I love
That
that.
is great.
Yeah.
Okay,
Haven't
so
seen
the
it.
juice thing, it's like happening, whatever. And how many people work with you at this point?
I think it was just Dustin and I. We had help. So like our doorman at the building would help drive me around, and like then eventually once he was trained up, he would go in and merchandise different stores.
Okay.
So we were just trying to get help from everybody.
Just
we had
scrapping it.
Yeah, third partner who ended up joining, Chris Fanucci, who also like lived in the building.
Okay.
And had like this financial background that we didn't have.
He would have saw what we were doing and thought we were crazy. So you got to understand, so obviously high rise, you have a doorman. So the doorman sees everything. He knows anything. That's
Yeah,
going on in
everything
your
happening in that
He's seen all
building.
that produce.
Yeah.
He's seen refrigerators.
He's like,
parked
what
in
the
there.
hell is
And
going on the
one day
40th
he's
floor?
like, hey, there's somebody in the building. There's probably like 500 people that live in this building. He's like, there's somebody in the building I think you guys should meet. And then connected us to him. And then that guy, so it's just such a
what a
organic
small
growth.
world.
Yeah.
But when you put that energy out there and you're doing
I agree.
something and you're just hustling, people just want to, it's a
If
magnet.
hustlers want to hustle with you.
They want to hustle with you.
Okay, so then flash it forward to how many people work for Happy Pop now?
Oh, Happy Pop. So it's like we're starting over because we're a small team. But I think the Koya had really, there was a lot of employees there.
Let's clarify. So there's, just because this is so confusing. So Raw Nature 5 is the precursor to Koya.
Yes.
And then we were just singularly focused on Koya from 2013 to 2020. And then in 2020, we exited Koya and we started 2021 and exited and created
Okay,
Happy Pop.
sorry. So how many people work for Koya?
Oh, man.
So,
Wow, a lot.
I mean,
Like
that's an
100?
interesting,
Maybe.
almost like a loaded question in a sense. Like, you have your employees, but then you have, like, what's a team outsourced around you that actually must exist for
Like
you to
supply
exist?
chain and all that.
Or just like
Sales.
advisors and people like helping out. There's just so many people always helping
Okay,
out.
in the
man.
orbit.
Yeah,
And
but
then
at
who'd
least
you sell
100.
it to?
We took an early exit.
Smart.
Yes. So we got out, but they haven't sold to a major company yet.
Like a private equity
Yeah, like
You
person
should
bought
say
it?
Yeah,
the
we-
day that we left on because that's
The
significant.
day? Oh,
What's the morning of?
Juneteenth?
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Oh,
me.
okay.
Yeah, my liberation.
Yes. Congratulations.
I mean, ironically, that is the day we left.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
So yeah, we sold to secondary. So right before another round, so we were able to have people who wanted to come in.
So you guys were like, great, we will exit our shares. You go run Koya, go with
Yeah.
God, like see where it goes. And where is it now?
Oh man, nationally distributed. Starbucks is like a huge win because our main mission with Koya was to have plant-based nutrition accessible to all.
Yep.
And so when you're driving in middle of Bumble, whatever, Kentucky, there's always a Starbucks. There's
Yep.
always a Starbucks. And so
And the Starbucks always says Koya.
yeah, and the Starbucks
That's
always
amazing.
has Koya. So now plant-based nutrition is readily available. We've completed that
You've
arc.
completed your
Yeah.
mission. Okay, so then from 2011 to 2021, 10 years,
Yeah.
you exit, you take a secondary. What was the first thing you bought?
Oh,
Oh my God, that's such a good
did
question.
I buy anything?
I'm going to ask you this again.
I know.
It was-
I know what Maya bought. Can I answer for you?
A flight?
No, it's funnier and more truthful than that. Maya and I, so the whole time at Koya, like our salary never really changes from day one to the end because
Okay.
it's just like you're getting paid in your
Yeah,
equity in
the
the
value
company.
of the company, sure.
And so I'd say that I lived with you because I wanted to, but we were roommates that whole time. Can you imagine
Oh
this?
my God, you two
Like,
are crazy.
We are
Okay.
crazy. So what did Maya buy? It was the first thing she bought.
An
She got
apartment.
the hell out of that apartment. She got the hell out.
Did you
went to
have
Santa
your own
Monica.
bathrooms?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It was set up so beautifully. I mean, it was like almost like two separate places and with one shared common
Great.
area. But Maya, the first thing she did, I mean, probably not even a month, you were out.
Okay, so
She
Maya,
fiercely wanted her
did you buy
independence.
it or rent it?
Oh, rent.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm not buying yet because I haven't found my home. I haven't found where I want to live in
Well,
the United
sometimes it
States.
takes a very long time.
Yeah, but maybe New York's calling.
Probably. Okay, so
Maybe.
that's amazing. And then what made you two be like, hey, we're like saddling back up and doing it again?
Oh, I think that it took some time.
We
Were
had a
you
plan,
sad?
though.
Were you
Yeah.
sad after you sold it? I was sad after we sold
Oh my
Barstool
God.
Sports. I was so
Depression.
lonely.
I mean,
I was
yeah.
like lost.
Okay, so this is how cruel or amazing life is, depending on how you want to look at it. For 10 years, we're just grinding, and you're not enjoying the journey because you have to, in retrospect,
You're so
go
stressed.
through the journey.
Yeah.
But you can appreciate the journey because you just want the end result.
Yeah.
But then you go through it, then you realize the journey is
How amazing it was.
This is how
Yeah.
special it is. But what happened for us is we got to the end, and literally within a month, COVID starts. So I'm like, we have all this.
It just feels.
I always say it, like we have all this money, we have all
You
this
have more
resources.
money
We
than
can
you ever
we can
thought
go
you would
anywhere
have.
we want. We can travel. You can't go anywhere.
Oh
and
my
I was like,
God,
this
you're
is
like,
hilarious.
no!
You can't even date, all right? You can't even leave your house. This is California. California is
Oh, yeah,
actually
forget it. Nobody's
the
doing
first
anything in
state
California.
to do lockdown.
Yeah.
And LA
California
went
was
hard.
ridiculous.
Newsom didn't play. He's just
Yeah.
like, well, he's out at French Laundry.
Yeah, 100% remember that.
Yeah, I do remember
I was like
that.
staring at those pictures.
And
I
then
was
he's
like,
in
that
Cabo like a
asshole.
couple months later. He's feeling like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that was the climate. But what I would do, and I think this is really interesting for entrepreneurial people out there, is I would literally spend, I don't know, maybe 3 days, and I'd write these short business plans with new ideas. Anything. And I just allowed myself to be outside the box. It could be technology, it could be
Whatever.
service, anything. And I'd pitch it to Maya. And she's so good at this. And she'd be like, no. Or like, no, because of this. Kill the idea, scrap it, next business plan. And I'd even go as far as like buying domain names. I'm like, Maya, look, this is so
I'm activating.
And I'm going to say like, this probably happened over like 65 times.
Okay.
And then this idea, she's like, wait, that one. Like, I like this idea. And then I'm like, okay, so like, let's figure out what this is going to be. And we really spent like $100,000 on an amazing branding agency here in New York called Wonder Sauce.
Okay.
And they helped us kind of like
It's
put
beautiful.
together
I really
the
like
idea.
it.
But we didn't really know what the product was going to be until we took it
So you
outwardly
started with
to
the
the
brand.
customers. And we let the customer tell us
Yep,
how
smart.
it's being used. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Maya. Okay, so
Maya, this couldn't. Like,
but that's so. And how would you describe like what do each of you bring to the table? What are your skills versus Dustin's skills?
I think I keep us like very organized. I say I'm a type A, you're type.
I bring the childlike imagination.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I do focus a lot on like brand marketing.
Okay.
But I also like build amazing teams with amazing people.
Okay.
Maya's the
And-
boss.
yeah.
It's all tall white men in the company. We did not plan this out.
Oh, yeah.
And
You-
Maya leads us
okay.
all, and everyone's terrified of Maya and
And
respects the hell out
slash
of her.
like slightly in love with her. Like
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That.
I was showing someone a picture of our team just yesterday, and they were like, "Why are you surrounded by like hot, tall white guys?"
So
and I was
funny.
like, "Wait, I am." And I realized I was like, "Wait, every guy is like 6
Do you have
feet."
women that work there?
Yeah, we have like a woman graphic designer and a woman on the email team. But other than that, all tall white.
Do you not like
guys.
to work with women?
No, I love women.
I would prefer only to work with women.
Obviously.
I would
Yeah, with
prefer too.
all women,
Yeah.
With like the CEO, the CFO, like there was like 3 men and then myself,
Yeah.
and then all female, and it worked really really well because there's just not
Just
the
women get
ego.
shit
There's not
done,
people
yeah.
in there like beating their chest trying to prove the
Women
point.
can be difficult though. Like
Yeah.
they're not
But
like they can be
women are
difficult.
much better multitaskers.
Way better
Yeah.
multitasking.
Way better.
Men are better to control.
Better.
To control.
100%. Actually, I
do
totally
not
agree with
condone
that.
this.
It's true. Women are like, fuck you, I'm not doing that. A guy's like, okay. Okay, so anyways, Poppy, who just sold to Pepsi?
Yeah. I didn't see that one coming. I thought they were sold to Coke.
So
Poppy.
sorry, what were
Poppy
the two?
just sold
Poppy
to-
and Olipop.
Yeah, but there's Poppy
they
and
compete with
Olipop.
you?
No,
Because they don't make you happy.
no, they don't make you happy. We're in a lane of our own.
Okay, great.
We're so this is
Their gut health.
their gut health.
Okay. You're like, fuck that.
And
Is there like THC or blah, blah, blah in this?
no.
Okay.
So we originally marketed this as a functional energy beverage.
Okay.
But we were like the happiness.
What does that mean? Healthy Red Bull?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Like a clean Red Bull.
Okay.
Because we didn't think that people, one, they wouldn't understand the happiness aspect, and 2, they wouldn't believe it would work.
Okay.
So we wanted to focus on the energy.
Okay.
But people actually, like our customers, started to drink it, and they're like, wait, I feel a difference.
Okay.
What is this? I'm curious about it. And then we were like, oh, wait, we have something here.
So what is it that makes you happy in it?
Yeah, you love talking about
Oh,
this.
yeah, I do. I like talking about the Mucuna purines.
Okay.
So it's a velvet bean.
Okay.
It's a plant. So there are many plants that have L-Dopa,
Okay.
which is a neurotransmitter that converts to
dopamine,
dopamine.
yeah.
So there's dopamine, easy enough. But this has the highest concentration of L-Dopa.
Okay.
And so we have about 90 milligrams in this mixed with 100 milligrams of green coffee bean.
Okay.
And it gives
It's
you a
like
happy
perks you up.
boost.
Okay,
yeah.
that's very cool. And did you find like scientists who makes the concoction? Like,
Me.
that's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
funny. I used to spend a lot of time at Sazerac, which is this really actually cool company in Kentucky. They make like they make alcohol.
I'm
And they
flirting.
like all the legendary like Eagle Rare. They make like really legendary American whiskey, and then they have this group that is making. It's like shoot, I'm not doing a good job. They make all these alcohol concoctions, and it's like mixologists. Okay, so
Love
but
it.
you're doing this. You're like
I love Love that, by the way.
Okay, they are super interesting. You should go meet with them. I will connect you with them. They're awesome. It's all women, and they're like mad scientists.
Yeah. And I do love being a mad scientist. It's I don't know if it comes off as selfish. I like doing it when it's like for us, right? So
Yeah.
and I'm very grateful. Maya throws me consulting work, so I will do some product development work on her projects with like other companies and other people out there.
Yeah.
But I guess like it's just my brain being broken in just the right way that I can sit down and just figure it out, even if I don't sleep for days, even if it's like detrimental to my health, right? It's just like I will figure it out.
You're like maniacal like that.
No matter
You're
what.
like the 10% player. I wrote a book about this, which is I think there's 90% players and 10% players. And the 90% player sounds like the Maya, like predictable, reasonable, responsible, trains are running on time, you're organized, you're where you're supposed to be, you're doing what you're supposed to do. But and people, a lot of times the 90% people shit on the 10% people because they're unreliable, they're unpredictable, they're unstructured, they're like unregulated and but the 10% come up with the genius, which is the 64 business plans or the concoction or whatever, and the 90% needs a 10%.
Yeah.
You know, and I actually really, every partnership I've ever had has a really great 10% person. Because I'm in the Maya camp.
And I'm trying to improve on those weaknesses because
But
they can
why?
be fatal. Like the train not showing up on time. Eventually, Maya's like,
I'm
I'll
leaving
just be
without
honest. Like yesterday, she sent me why I flew red out here this morning because yesterday Maya's like, if I leave again, it's for good this time. Like basically,
Oh, like no, really, Dustin, I mean it.
She's like, and I had to like call her and like it was like
You're like,
a whole,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean for sure because
You're probably frustrated.
I understand. Yeah, and it's frustrating, and Maya doesn't care what the reason is, and most people don't care. Nobody cares about your problems, right? They're just like get it
nobody
done,
cares.
figure it out. So, hey, as I get older, those things I'm understanding it more, and I'm
Yeah.
learning how to
You're
do it in a
working on
different
it.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's amazing that your brain is wired like that.
But
think
I mean,
that's
the
so
best I
cool.
can probably do is jump on a flight at midnight in LA last night and be here by 8:00 this morning. Sleep on the plane and be here. That's like
Yeah.
the best I could.
Yeah,
do
that's
to
you're
show
like
up.
that's as good as I'm doing.
But I showed up. The train showed up.
The train showed up, Maya.
He almost didn't make it.
And then what would
It
you
would
have
have
done?
just been me. I would just keep going. I'd just be like, oh, you're lost.
You're a killer.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, you don't show up. That's fine. I'm highly independent.
No, it wouldn't have ended that easily.
Oh, I would have been. You would have got it when we got home.
So where does somebody find Happy Pop?
So Happy Pop is now available in Central Market in Texas. That's one of
Okay.
our best grocery stores. It's available online, Amazon.com.
In Air One stores.
Air
in
One.
Los Angeles.
Yeah, we're in some 7-Elevens there. There's this fun nickname that we gained on TikTok.
Okay, heard of
called
it.
Gas Crack.
Ooh, gas crack? Why?
It was like a case of mistaken identity where this creator accidentally mixed up Happy Pop with another beverage that has like kratom and kava in it.
Okay.
But she said, "Oh, the happy drink,"
Or
and
the
so
drink that makes you
the
happy.
drink that makes you happy. So we have really great SEO,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Ooh, what is this?" And
I
they're
want
like,
this.
"Ooh, this is exciting." But they were like, "This is the crack you find at gas stations. This is gas station crack."
I love that.
Yeah.
You could go after like the 5-hour energy drink market.
Yeah.
We could. There's so much that we can do with this.
I was also going to tell you the THC thing in beverages is going to be huge. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
It's already
big
kinda
fans.
here,
I mean,
but-
I'm a consumer of the
Yeah.
the microdose
Yeah.
cans. I think those
Yeah.
are fun and cool. From a regulatory perspective, like I don't even think in this presidential term that there's going to be a federal dysregulation of THC across state lines. So basically, if you want to do a THC drink, long story short, you have to set it up as a separate
State by
entity.
state by state. Yeah, I
and
worked in
that
gambling.
is-
It's fucking
I mean,
annoying.
that's actually insane.
Yeah,
you
it's
think about how
logistically the margin.
difficult that is. It's
Yeah.
almost impossible.
Yeah.
Also, this did have THC in it at one time. We never took it to market,
Mm-hmm.
but the SBA, the Small Business Administration Loan Department, was going to ask for
Oh,
their $250,000 back immediately. They were not funding that idea.
Oh, that's interesting.
So we pivoted.
You're like, tweak!
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're so lucky we did because this is such a competitive industry that if you just you just can't have anything working against you or to slow you down.
Yeah,
like,
it's hard.
Still,
Yeah.
even with us having experience, even with this being a great product, it's still
It's a slog.
every day. It's like live or die
Yeah, I get that.
until you get to the place, and then everyone's like,
And then you're like Olipop
Poppy's
or
always been
Poppy,
great.
and yeah,
Like,
Pop, and
they
somebody
struggled.
buys you. Wait, so Olipop didn't get bought?
Not yet. It's on the horizon. Well, the two acquisitions that are the $1 billion ones are Poppy to Pepsi for 1.85 B, and then Alani Nu. I think they were like 1.85.
What's Alani Nu?
It's
Oh.
like a Target brand. And
Yeah.
It's really interesting. It tells you how big of a pull Target has. It's not a brand made by Target, but it's a brand that like exists within Target stores, and it's
They grew it.
compared to like maybe it's like a Celsius alternative or something
Huh.
for female oriented.
How do you spell it?
Not to plug them.
We'll cut this.
ALANI.
Yeah.
They were bought by Celsius. So
Huh.
I think that's pretty interesting because the M&A landscape is changing. Usually you would
It's not the
see-
retailer.
Yeah,
or
it's
it's
not
not
like
the big
the big guys.
It's
like
it's
this-
consolidation.
Exactly. A lot of people are like consolidating because they're like, oh wait, you're taking market share.
Yeah,
I
that's
need
interesting.
to
I'm
put
gonna
you in
buy
my
you and kill
portfolio.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
How are we doing time wise?
You're out of time.
We're at time. Oh, okay. All right. So what's next for you guys? What's next for Happy Pop?
I mean, can we just tell her everything that's going on?
I mean,
Yeah,
we
you
can't
can tell me
reveal
everything. Oh, you can't.
everything
Sorry,
that's
my
going
side's
on, but we are, going to Sprouts. I say national distribution this
Okay.
year is what's on the horizon for Happy
You're very
Pop.
focused on that.
Very focused on retail. Obviously, like the online is great, but the retail is where we're going to get the
you
most
wanna do that,
awareness.
100%. Okay, great.
And what's that really look like to get to this point? It actually looks like Maya flying out to Texas every other week and supporting like our stores out there, and we're doing like insane volumes, rolling out with Sprouts this year, and then we have a major retailer launch
Like in the
happening
wings.
in the Q1 of 2026.
Great.
So now so this is the hardest part of this whole process is that without a good story, nobody's gonna give you money. But without money, how do you get the product to even to figure it out to like see
100%.
if it's gonna work?
Yeah, you get,
right?
like, the legs.
So that's like it's almost impossible
Yeah.
to do, and yet. So like everything's seemingly working on the outside. We feel very positive about this, and we think this will be the next Koya.
All right, that's so exciting. Well, congratulations. Tell people where to find it. Like, how do you find you on social?
Drink Happy Pop. So drinkhappypop.com, Drink Happy Pop on Instagram.
I mean, just the URL alone and the brand is worth a lot of money.
Oh yeah, this IP is.
That's a sick IP.
It's such a good IP, and we actually own the trademark for the happy face emoji. Like I have it hanging
Really?
on my wall
Oh, that's
twice
awesome.
in my house because I'm like, I can't believe we got approved on the
That's
most
amazing.
common. Yeah. It's so recognizable. That's why we put it smack right
That's
there in the middle.
amazing.
And
Do you make stickers?
We have stickers.
Oh, okay. I love
Oh yeah,
stickers.
we give out
okay.
thousands of stickers.
Okay, great. Smart.
It's actually like so smart because when we're doing demos, if the person doesn't try the product, they always take a sticker
Yeah,
no
100%
matter
people want
what,
the stickers.
and they just stick it everywhere, and
Yeah.
that's just free marketing
Yeah,
for
100%.
us.
So smart.
Yeah, so
Stickers are an underappreciated marketing strategy.
I agree.
Merch and stickers. It's like all about merch. You should make merch. Merch is more expensive, but if it had like this on the front, like a rainbow on the back.
It's gonna crush it.
Yeah, we actually
the
applied for a
best.
trademark for merch out the gate, and we got denied because of happy socks.
Well, the socks we can't
Oh.
do, but we could do
Yeah.
everything
We
else.
do everything else.
But that's fine. Who cares?
Yeah,
You don't want to do socks.
I really love socks. I'm really
I
sad.
like socks too, but you got bigger aspirations.
Yeah, we
than
have
socks.
everything else.
All right. Thank you guys so much. This was so great.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you.
Now work.
All right, so that was good. We are grateful that you listened and watched. And if you feel like it, you can rate and review and give us some feedback on the podcast. If you haven't already, join the Work Like a Girl Slack. We promote it here. If you are a stay-at-home mom and you're looking for some flexible work, we're happy to have you as part of our rework program. And otherwise, we'll see you back here next week for work.